Hey, Mario Rodriguez here. I got some late breaking news that really isn't so late breaking because I can't do much till I get home from work. And this news is actually a couple of weeks old until we actually got like actual confirmation, because when I first heard the news, like the rumors or whatever, I thought like no. It's too much like fans wishful thinking. Sometimes there's something that fans want so much that they start like making up theories or something, you know? But then we got official confirmation. So basically speaking, Dragon Ball Super is going to have a movie in December. We already know that. And little we know is that it has like this crisp new animation, like Goku like animates so fluidly in a way we never seen before. And they're fighting against the first ever Super Saiyan God. And the movie's also supposed to be about like the history of the Saiyans. But now there were rumors that that Saiyan is going to be Brolly. Like they're actually going to bring Brolly into Dragon Ball Super into actual canon. And when I heard that, I'm like, nah, it's not going to be Brolly. No, they're going to bring him into canon. Like, they already did that with KO. KO was like female Brolly. They brought her into canon like the best they could. Like, nah. But, no. They actually confirmed it's going to be Brolly. And the movie, like to make it even more like blunt, the movie is going to be called Dragon Ball Super Brolly. So, can't really say no there. And Akira Toriyama actually expressed interest in the character. I'm not 100% sure if he designed them or not for the movies, because of course, the movies, the older Dragon Ball Z movies were never canon, but Akira Toriyama did help with some character designs. So he did mention in an interview that he was very interested in, like, I guess introducing Brolly into the Dragon Ball Super world, making him actually canon, and like how different he'll be, like how he'll adjust to this new canon. Because of course, you know, there weren't any Super Saiyan Blues and Lord Beerus and all that stuff didn't exist back when it was Dragon Ball Z. And, well, what can I say? Brolly has a weird history. Everyone loves him. He has a big fan base. But everybody was excited when he was in Dragon Ball FighterZ. And, yeah, because he's super muscular. He's super badass. He's super powerful. He eats a fucking Kamehameha to the face and tells Goku, the hell is that? You know, he's like super powerful and no one can stop him. He's super badass. But, like his origin story, everything in the origin story is kind of cool except for, like, his own reason for hating Goku, which is incredibly stupid. Long story short, Brolly and baby Kakarot were like they were like in the, I guess, the nursery or something when they were born, at like next to each other, and somehow Goku crying like annoyed him, and somehow that stayed with him. So whenever he saw Goku later on as an adult, like around the Cell Saga era, he like instantly knew it was him, like Kakarocho, like right off the bat. I'm like, how does that make sense? Like, you as a baby, first of all, do you have any memories of yourself as a baby, not counting like old family videos or pictures? Like, do you remember who your like neighbors when you were like in the nursery waiting to be picked up and the doctor says it's a boy or whatever? Like do you remember, I don't know, baby Tom Cruise being next to you crying and stuff? Like, it's nonsense. It's stupid. That's weird. But anyways, the rest of the plot's more interesting. The rest of the backstory involves that Brolly was born with a power level of either 1,000 or 1,000,000. I forgot. I think 1,000 because it kind of undermines Frieza having 1,000,000 of power level in the Frieza saga. But anyways, he had a very high power level. King Vegeta felt threatened, so he actually blasted Paragus, which is his father, and he ordered baby Brolly to be like stabbed and everything. Like, they stabbed the fucking baby and the baby fucking survived. They threw him out in space, and somehow, even though he was a baby, Brolly created like this force field or something that protected them. And like as he grew up, as he became like a teenager or whatever, he was getting more powerful, more out of control, more unstable. So Paragus invented this device to keep him in check. But later on, you know, fast forward to the Cell Saga, when he met Goku as an adult, like he was just too enraged, the machine couldn't control him anymore, and Brolly was just insane. And basically, let me just tell you, the Dragon Ball Z movies, like it or not, you could do your own little fan theories here and there, but they don't exist within the storyline of actual Dragon Ball Z. The Dragon Ball Z characters do not acknowledge it at all. Even like Garlic Jr., if you remember when Garlic Jr. Appeared later in Dragon Ball Z, they don't acknowledge that shit for the rest of the series. Like that never happened. You know, they acknowledge Frieza and when Vegeta first arrived on Earth, but they never acknowledged that. Remember what happened with Garlic Jr.? I mean, no one cares about that shit. And, what else can I say? The first movie took place, I guess, around the 10 days the guys were supposed to, like, prepare for the Cell games. And, at this time, Paragus arrived. to planet Earth and invited Vegeta as their new king to a brand new planet Vegeta, and it was during this time frame that a meteor was going to hit it. So his plan was to have like Vegeta and them there and have the planet just blow up with him on it to get revenge on him for, you know, his father trying to kill him and stuff. And of course it goes awry when Brolly gets crazy. But that was like a more of a good plot. It was a good plot for the beginning. The backstory was kind of cool, but then the rest of the movie devolved into just Brolly beating the crap out of everybody with zero offense. He's just that strong. Everybody else was just getting their asses thrashed, you know? And again, it couldn't happen during the Cell Saga 10 days because Goku and Gohan were supposed to be just relaxing, doing nothing that whole time. They were supposed to have their hair Super Saiyan non-stop. In the movie, they had the regular black hair before they would transform. Let me see what else. In fact, I'm not 100% sure if Gohan was wearing Piccolo's gi or not. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen that movie. But that throws it off. Goku and Gohan should not have been their regular black hair. And Vegeta and Trunks and them were really busy training in the you know, hyperbolic time chamber, the room of spirit and time, you know, during that time for the Cell games. They didn't have time to be messing around having a little outdoor picnic or whatever the fuck without a care in the world, without caring that Cell might destroy everything in about 9 or 7 days, right? Like, they're not gonna do that. That's nonsense. The sequel kind of took place, I guess, during the time that Gohan and Videl were training for the tournament. Gohan is still wearing his like blue gi that he wore when he was training with Videl, with Goten, I keep saying Goten, with Goten and Trunks in the area. And somehow Brolly crash landed on Earth some time ago and was frozen. And Goten's cry sounded too much like Goku's cry, so, you know, Brolly woke up and started attacking everyone. And this time he barely like spoke. In the first movie, he talked quite a bit, so he got crazy. Here he's just Kakaroto, Kakaroto, like the whole fucking movie, like insane. Until the very end, he had like I think like just one line saying you're all gonna die or some shit like that. But everything else is just like crazy. And again, it's kind of weird because like I don't buy them fighting against Brolly in those 10 days versus the tournament. Like Videl saw way too much of their energy blast and all that shit for her to like not bring it up. I don't know. It's just a weird movie. And then the third movie, people barely don't count it too much. It was called Bio Brolly, or whatever the fuck it was called in Japan. But basically, this rich guy, was like a rival of Mr. Satan when they were kids or whatever. So like now he's grown up and rich and everything. He challenges Mr. Satan to fight against the Bio Warriors, who are like these green clone super muscular guys or whatever that fight, you know, Dragon Ball style with the super fast punches and all that shit. And like in their lab, they had a clone of Brolly. And the bad thing about the movie is that you only see Brolly for a few seconds as Brolly because Goten and Trunks get involved. Brolly wakes up again. The moment he breaks out, like the lab has a lot of this green corrosive acid, this gross stuff, and it falls all over Brolly, but doesn't melt him completely because I guess Brolly's just that fucking strong. So Brolly turns into basically this fucking sludge monster with a bit of the hair and like his heart beating through all the green mess or whatever. And yeah, so he couldn't even talk. He was just growling and everything, just wild rage, whatever few memories he had before he died or whatever. And this movie takes place sometime after the tournament because Android 18 was going over to collect her money for the bribe for Mr. Satan. So it's kind of weird because, like, the Boo Saga was happening during that whole time, and it's like, either this movie takes place as the tournament ended up normally, or it takes place after the whole Boo Saga, and it doesn't make sense because they didn't fix the tournament and all that stuff until the Boo Saga was over and Goten and Trunks knew how to fuse. And of course in this movie, they didn't know how to fuse yet. And of course these movies are being made as the series is being on TV or whatever in Japan. So they can't predict certain things. They can't predict fusions or Super Saiyan 3 or whatever because, you know, the series is still going and everything. And like the Slug movie, the reason Goku looked weird like a Super Saiyan was because at that time they didn't know what the Super Saiyan was going to look like yet. That was before they aired the episode that Goku was going to turn Super Saiyan against Frieza. So that's why he had that weird purplish, Kaioken-ish, weird whatever, and that was like the Super Saiyan. So as far as we know, that was going to be the Super Saiyan before we saw what the real Super Saiyan was going to be like. So anyways, in this movie, Brolly's going to be canon. And Paragus is in the movie too, and I saw a picture. I'm gonna confirm if it's an actual picture or just fan art or something, because nowadays people can draw fan art so well that it looks like the real deal, you know. But it's a picture of Paragus with the eye patch and like the device. He's still trying to control Brolly, so they're gonna still do that storyline. So I'm curious how they're gonna do the movie, because it looks like a lot of shit's gonna be crammed. Because first of all, the movie's supposed to take place after the Tournament of Power. They're confirmed, of course, they're going to face Brolly. They're going to learn more about the history of the Saiyans. Apparently, Frieza and the Frieza Force are going to be involved because, you know, spoilers, sorry, not sorry, what can I say, you know, watch the Japanese version. Frieza was revived at the end of Dragon Ball Super, and he went straight over to recreate the Frieza Force, so he's going to be coming back here. And I'm not really sure they're going to dub the episode of Frieza reviving before December, so it'll still be a spoiler. It'll be a spoiler. Frieza's going to be there without the halo. And what can I say? I mean, nowadays, because like back then when Dragon Ball was coming out, they would try not to release like too many games and stuff when things weren't aired yet, so you wouldn't get spoiled. But nowadays, the hell with it. When a new game comes out, they fucking bring it out right away. Like, people heard Goku Black talking in Dragon Ball FighterZ before Goku Black even appeared in the dub Dragon Ball Super, you know? And I think he was even in Xenoverse 2, and that's way before Dragon Ball Super, you know? And a lot of stuff gets spoiled here and there. Beerus got spoiled. It took forever for them to dub the what do you call it? Battle of the Gods movie. It took forever to dub Battle of the Gods movie, and if you played Battle of Z, Beerus was already in it. So it's hard not to get spoiled by Dragon Ball Z stuff when people are really rushing it in and bringing it the moment a new game or a new thing comes out. So this movie's going to come out December, and if Frieza's in it and he has like a considerably large role, people might get confused about him being alive if they haven't gone to the episodes till basically the end of Super, you know? But, yeah, so spoilers be damned, they're releasing it. And they're trying to do it like both America and Japan at the same time, so there's not much of a waiting time. And, but anyways, the thing is, between the story taking place after Tournament of Power, Brolly being in it, Paragus being in it, the Frieza and the Frieza Force being in it, and now that I see Paragus with the device, I'm kind of thinking that the whole history of the Saiyans, they may be like reenacting that scene. They maybe draw the scene again where King Vegeta tried to kill Paragus and try to get Brolly stabbed as a baby. They might count that as history of the Saiyans and everything. So I don't know. This is supposed to be, Brolly was supposed to be the first ever legendary Super Saiyan, but they might change it. He might be like the very first Super Saiyan God. And what can I say? Like, what is he been doing all this time? Because even in Dragon Ball Z, for him to appear during the Cell Saga, but this is like after the Buu Saga, after the Tournament of Power. That's like a long ass time before he came into the story. And another question I got, the main question is, are they going to bring this into Dragon Ball Super? Because the reason that Battle of Gods and Resurrection F were actually canon was because Dragon Ball Super actually like redrew those episodes into, well, redo the movies into those episodes and actually put them into canon. Like, Lord Beerus was introduced, you know, in the movie, and he stays throughout the entire series of Dragon Ball Super along with Whis. And Frieza comes back as, you know, Golden Frieza, and of course Frieza does return in Tournament of Power with the same grudge, with more control, and of course Goku and Vegeta are Super Saiyan Blue in Resurrection F, and of course, you know, they stay like that throughout the whole series of Super. So stuff that happens in those movies actually do take place in the actual series. So I'm wondering, with all this stuff about Brolly being canon, are they going to do the same thing? Like when they, I guess, bring back Dragon Ball Super or call it something else, will they also like chop up this movie and make episodes so they can kind of, I guess, bring Brolly into canon too? Will they do that? Will they bring Brolly into the actual TV series, not just the movie? Are they going to do the same trick again? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, it's exciting. I'm very curious. I just hope it's not too rushed, because there's all this shit going on with Brolly and the Frieza Force. Like that's the thing. You're actually going to see Golden, well, I hope so, Golden Frieza going against Brolly. We've never seen that, you know? So, Brolly may even turn Super Saiyan Blue or something. There's so much potential. Like, Gotenks could be in the movie. Vegeta and Goku can turn into Vegeta again. There's so much potential. There's so many things because Now we're past the Buu saga, and now we see all these transformations. Goku may even have to turn Ultra Instinct to fight against Brolly. We don't know. There's like so many possibilities now that didn't exist back in the Cell saga. We got fusions, we got Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, we got Lord Beerus, we got the Ultra Instinct and everything, and the Master Ultra Instinct with the white hair. We got so many things that didn't exist back then. So that'll be interesting. And I'm also curious, they probably won't do it, but since they technically speaking saw Kale first, I wonder if there'll be some line anywhere saying, holy shit, he looks like Kale. And I know people are going to get pissed off, the fans, and technically speaking, the real Brolly did come first and everything, but like, how can you face someone that looks like that, like Kale, and not be like, holy shit, he looks like Kale? Maybe Kale is a representation of the real Super Saiyan God from their universe, while Brolly is of our universe, assuming that Brolly is from our universe. We don't know. That's another storyline that we got all these universes. That plot didn't exist back in the Cell saga, you know, so it's exciting, it's interesting, I can't wait. Let's see what happens. If there's any more news, like I don't know what else you can cram into this movie, but if there's any more news without spoiling the movie, I'll let you all know. Take care, Mark Rodriguez here, and see you next time.